to all my friends and subscribers and anybody else who just happened to stumble over this. I'm Doc Eon. This is another midweek ramble on somewhere in the tail end of July. I'm not entirely clear on what day it is. But anyway, I thought I'd showcase some of the stuff I got done halfway through the weeks, since it's going to pile up otherwise. In the front row, we simply have these rebased monsters. Nothing fancy about those, just some static grass on them to get them out of the way and look at the more interesting stuff. We have a couple of ghosts that I painted as pale as I can get away with in sort of... I try to make them a little bit translucent. Well, the way I'm trying to paint ghosts here is painting them mostly white, but with pale washes of other colors, and see if that creates a ghost-like effect, maybe? I hope it does. Let's see what my players say when they meet them. Next up we have this sort of man-bat vampire in a transitional stage. I chose to paint him, most of the body is just naked, there's nothing on it, so I painted it basically just one color, and I focused on making the membranes and the wings a little bit different. I tried making the spine stand out because it looked like it was exposed, and I worked a little bit extra on the face, give him a bloody maw. Hopefully that looks cool. And the last two finished models are these succubi, which, be aware, naked demonic boobies coming up here. I went for an unnatural skin color here, bright red. I think it worked out okay on the naked one, and I kind of like the effect on the wings. It's... I don't know how subtle it appears on camera. This one was difficult because of the armor. The armor sort of covers up part of the skin. It was difficult to highlight the skin in between the armor pieces, and the armor pieces are not logical or realistic in any way. They're just kind of glued on, like almost like potty paint. It's not, yeah. But oh well. And I'm a little concerned the whip turned out kind of the same color as the horns, but it was difficult. There's no texture to it. It's just a sort of yeah. It's just very straight. It's very hard to paint to make it look interesting. But oh well. I didn't want to go darker with it because the wings are so dark and it would all blend together. But, it's okay. I'm reasonably pleased with those. And in the works we have still a bunch of these guys. Now these lurkers have base coats applied to their skin that look a bit pink. I think I want them to look a bit more demonic, but we'll work on it. And there's been some more paint on the bases. I've sort of base coated the robe of this guy. This guy just painted the face and the boots. And, you know, progress. You'll see more in next video. Here you can see the beginning of my next batch of minis. The Reaper undead, mostly. This is Hellhound. Not actually undead, but I think everything else is undead here. And you can see I've done the textured green stuff bases. These a bit more difficult to do because all these miniatures are cast with integrated bases, and I don't want to be clipping and sawing and filing those off. That's way too much work. So I simply glued the bases as they were onto these plastic bases, put green stuff around, and I used one of these basing stamps from Happy Seppuku to create a texture. And because I had to sort of stamp around, couldn't just stamp the whole base at one time, the textures are a bit uneven and a bit messed up here and there, but you know, they're monsters, they're undead. Maybe they're affecting the flagstones around them and making them look weird. Yeah, once this is cured, I'll prime them up and get to painting. So this little piece of scenery got completed. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be or when I'll ever use it, but it's kind of cool looking. It's a stone hut with moss growing on it and these huge bone things as part of its structure. And some runes carved into the lintel there. Could have made those clearer, but nobody's going to see them because people are going to see this thing from above mostly. And I considered making the door brighter, but again, it's going to be in shadow mainly. Yeah, cool enough. So my next scenery project is the Dragon Fate Days. This little thing here. Not too difficult to build. I didn't even need instructions. I was a bit surprised when the instructions told me to beseech the gods. I thought, is it really that difficult? But then I realized, oh, these are the rules for use in the game. It's not the build instructions. Oh well. I can toss that since I don't play Age of Sigmar. I've assembled it in two pieces. There's these two stair pieces glued onto the bottom, and then all of this was put together. I think I'll keep it separate for painting. I might even keep it separate permanently and not glue it together at all, because it slots together, let me see here, like this. So you can see it can sort of support itself without me glue, and it's just easier to have it in two pieces for storage. Having the whole thing, it's very high. It gets in the way. I might have even left the stairs off, possibly to get it easier to access here to paint, but on the other hand, nobody's going to see the stuff. I don't know why they even bothered to mold so much detail just under the stairs. That seems like wasted effort. But I can get a little bit of paint in there. Oh well. It's sort of a complex figure, like all this GW scenery is. Let's see what I make of it. And it's time for mail call. Today, or well, so far this week, what I've received is a box full of scenery from Fenrir Miniatures. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake when I ordered these, I realized, because I wanted doors. First of all, I wanted these kinds of portcullis open doors, but then I saw they had other types of doors. They have these, these are metal doors, and these are wooden doors. What I didn't notice, because it was in rather fine print on the website at the bottom of product descriptions, is that there's 2 doors in each pack. I thought I was ordering 4 of each door, and I ordered 4 of each pack, so now I have 8 of each door. That's quite a lot of doors, possibly more than I will ever need. But, well, better safe than sorry, I suppose. And we'll see if I get around to working on some of these. They're mainly, the idea was that there's a bunch of Frostgrave scenarios that you need doors for on the maps. I was primarily intending to use these. But we'll see. Anyway, that was the Midweek Ramble. Join me again on Monday for the regularly scheduled weekly Ramble. Until then, I'm Dakian, and signing off.